Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. We are working on a ring bound journal inspired by Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventures and using my Twas a Buttercup digital collection that is available in my Etsy store. The link to everything is in the description box below. I went ahead and I have not put the eyelets in yet. I was going to go ahead and do that, and then I realized if I'm going to add papers to any of the, probably won't matter because I'm probably not going to cover up the spines, but just in case, I wanted to wait. So I'll put those on last. But we want to get to decorating, so I'm going to take, I'm going to leave them on the ring, but I'm going to take them off one at a time and we will work on them. So I have a few things collected for the pages, and I may change my mind, I don't know. I went ahead and used this. This is one of the ephemera pieces. I cut it down 1/4 of an inch on each side because it was rather square. This was one of my original inspiration pieces besides the sheet music, and I just love this flower. So I wanted to use this on the cover. The other thing I want to use on the cover that I didn't get yet was one of these Artie Mae's labels. Which one do I want to use? Excuse me, I think I'll just use the one that says journal. Because it does have 3 journals in it. So I'm going to cut this piece out. This is available in Andrea's Facebook group, and I believe it's also on her website at artiemays.com. So you can check that out. But I printed out a couple of these, and I'm still working on them. A little goes a long way. I mean, you know, I don't make more than one journal a week, really. So lots of these little coffee dyed paper, and lots of these, and some of these are more ornate ones. There's some buttons, as you can see here, which, you know what, I may leave those out. Those might be fun to add here or there. So I'm going to leave those out. All right. So I'm thinking I want to put this maybe up here on the top and this centered here. And in the bottom corner, I kind of want to put this piece of lace, and I want to put this picture photo of Margaret there. And then I realized this is all, like, except for Margaret, it's all yellow and beige. So I thought, well, I'll throw that there and put that there. Give us a little bit more blue. I am going to ink around everything. And then I have this one, which I thought, this is the other end of this piece. So I thought we might use that at the bottom. But I also have this piece of cheesecloth. And when I first cut it out, it was large enough to fit the cover. And then as I moved it and moved it, I believe this is 50 grade. And I need something between 50 and 90. 90 is too tight, 50 is too loose, but we'll make it work. I mean, it works for little things, but when I want to have a whole page over here, so I'm going to move this off real quick, and then we'll put this together. Back here I have a piece of paper for the back side. I'll put that out of the way. Yeah, so what I thought I would do is cut a piece, and I did this on the last one. I cut a piece about the size of the cover, and I've got kind of an imperfection there. I'm going to cut that piece off and then kind of scrunch it up. So I'm going to come in here. Let me use my bigger scissors. Get the job done a little faster. There we go. So take that over there. That will get used. And I finally gave in and started trying to put away all these little lace remnants nice and neat. I just have a little basket over here where I toss them, and I try to use from that basket now as my first source. And then if I don't have something in there that I would like, then I'll go somewhere else. But this is, I think, a double layer, looks like here. Okay, so let's see. I cut this off. There we go. All right, just to give it a little texture, and I know that kind of covers up the this floral, but that's okay. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Not all the way to the edge, just kind of some circles. And then I'm going to put this on top. And I kind of want to scrunch it up, but I don't necessarily want to use my fingers, but I don't think I have anything that's going to, well, that might work. That works. That works. Okay. Yeah, just add a little texture because you don't want everything to be the same texture. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Have a little bit of frog in my throat from my allergies. That happens when you live in the agricultural capital of the world. Lots of blossoms and lots of dust. So I'm just going to ink this up on the edges here. And I am not going to decorate this whole, all the pages with you. I'm just going to decorate a few, you know how I do, and give you a couple of ideas, and then I'm going to finish up and come back with a flip through. Because it's Tuesday, and I've got a couple of other things I'd like to do. Got some make-aheads I'd like to work on, and maybe a mega snippet or a mini snippet trim, depending on what pieces I come up with. You can see I didn't cut very well. A little crooked. I cut this with scissors. Sometimes you shouldn't do that, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put a little bit more ink. All right, and you know what? It's not going to be noticeable. I just want to make sure that's good and down. All right, so where did I say? I want to put this kind of in the middle, but I also want to leave room for this. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and ink this, and I'll apply this first, and then I'll know where to put everything else. So I hope everyone is doing well. I have an appointment to get my first COVID vaccine tomorrow. So I hope that my husband didn't have any reaction to his. He's a hospice case manager, so he had to get his a while back, but he didn't have any adverse effects. He didn't have any adverse reactions. The second one, he said his arm was sore, but other than that, he felt fine. So I'm hoping that's my same experience. So, alright, let's ink up this. I just am inking everything to give it a little bit of separation from the piece below it. A little bit of contrast in the colors so that it doesn't, you know, fade away into the background. So I think I'm going to go over about 1/4 inch, or not even quite, maybe 1/8, although I don't like that. I think I'm going to go up along the edge. Can you see what I'm doing? I think I'm going to come along the edge of this one so that it's centered, excuse me, under the journal. I kind of try and lay things out the way I want them, and then I may or may not end up doing it that way, but oh, I need a little bit of extra because it has to go through all that cheesecloth. And like I said, I have 2 layers of cheesecloth, but if I tried to separate that, it would be a mess. So I'll do that right about there. It's nice and cool. That's how you know your glue, when your glue is mostly dry, is when this coldness goes away. That acetone is cool. And once the acetone dries quickly, that's why this dries quickly, then you're left with a tacky glue. It's not tacky glue, but the tackiness of the glue. Alright, so I think I'm going to stick this close to the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on and then put the rest of the glue down because I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go and I don't want to go over. So it looks like here. And then right along here. And that doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put Margaret's photo on top of that. This is the, excuse me, the lace trim from my linen tablecloth. So I ended up with quite a bit of that too. It's nice, I like it. Okay. So, now Margaret is in blue because that I left her the way she was on the sheet music. So it's monochromatic. Well, it's not really because the cover was yellow too, but all the writing and everything was in blue. All right. Okay, so there again I've got that thickness of that lace I got to get through, so I'm going to put that down right about there. Excuse me. My sponge is about spent. I'm not sure I want to put this down here now. I could put it right along the bottom and I'll trim that off about 1/4 inch. I happen to know that from this cutting line to the old cutting line, I'm going to cut off the bottom though. I don't want to cut through the top of the flower. And you can see I tore in 2 directions on this piece. When you when you tear this way, you're going to reveal the white. When you tear away from you, you're going to get this kind of edge, and it will be, the white will be revealed on the other side, which you can't tell because it's white on the back anyway. But all right, so let's just put that right along the bottom. Alright, I think I like it. I think I like it. And I can always come back. Now I'm going to have a hitch post right about here. So I'm going to have to dig those up. I think I know where they are. Alright, so we're going to need eyelets in here. But let's do this side first. I've got this piece, and this is 3 inches. I'm going to fold this in half vertically. And I'm going to use this as a little tuck spot on the cover. So I probably want to use this decoration that way. And I want to put it right there, and it'll give me a little tuck. So the first thing I need to do is glue these pieces together. I guess I could glue it on the appropriate side so that I have a handle. Alright. You could put a thumb notch in there if you wanted to. I'm not going to. Not this time. I'm going to get my bone folder out though, because I want this to make a nice, good contact. And as you can see, some glue oozed out. Get up. My mat. I used to be really good about cleaning it. You know, when you first start out, you just try to keep it nice and clean, but now it's got all these cuts and glue. Yeah, almost time to replace it. Okay. Because I do cut on it quite a bit, and then when you cut, the ink gets trapped inside and then it never looks clean. So, alright, I want to use this side at the top, so I am going to want to ink around this. And you could make this a little wider. These were the pieces that I had cut off from something. I don't remember what. So they ended up being 3 inches, but if it was 4, then I'd have a 2-inch pocket. So, alright, let's get that attached. I want to leave it open on this side. So I'm just going to go. Oop, sliding around. Do a little ink there. Got a little piece. Actually, I think I'll use this as little piece of cardboard or chipboard, sorry. Alright, so I want to add a little piece of trim along the edge of that, and I think I'm going to use this one. Isn't that pretty? It looks like leaves to me, and so I think I'm going to run that right along the edge. And then I'll be doing the same thing. I have to run my bone folder in there so that doesn't glue that pocket shut. You saw that, right? Alright. But I'm going to do the same thing on the back pocket. Exactly the same. Only I think, yeah, it's the same piece of paper actually. I had 2 pieces. Alright. So let's get this one off. So we'll need to put a journal card in there. All right, so that's all we're going to do for this one. So I can go ahead and get the eyelets put in. So let's grab the eyelets. I think I'm going to use gray because I have a ton of them. And actually, no, maybe not. These are the off brands. No, those are good. You can tell the difference. When you buy the off brand, they don't necessarily have, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this in the lighting, let alone how close it is. But these at the very edge of this part here, oh, there goes the sun, are scalloped. And I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know if it's, let me see. Might be a little blurry, but they're scalloped around the top edge, and that helps them splay and lay flat. Some of the eyelets don't have that, so when you add your pressure, they just kind of break open wherever. So I am going to put the eyelets on the facing side for all of them. And I put my crocodile away. Let's get those. Installed. Okay, see how they lay down pretty flat? And then we have this tuck. So we are done with the cover page and the inside cover, and we can put that right in there. All right, so the next one is this bag. And I don't need to do an awful lot. I am going to need a tag for this, which I do not have at the moment. I think I'm going to have to print out another piece of one of the background pages on cardstock and cut some more tags, because I used the other tags inside the book already. So this one has a tuck spot on the back, so we really only need to decorate a little bit here. So I do have this piece from the cover of the sheet music, and ink around the edges here. So I've just torn that. Let's go ahead and move those out of the way before I send them flying. I speak from experience. I have sent so many things flying, and then of course my desk is in front of a window / wall, but there's about a 1-2 inch gap between the window. I lose stuff back there all the time. Alright, so let's go to, I'm going to go right to the edge on this one. And yeah, just like that. And then I have these little butterflies that I thought I would just use one of these. Maybe with a little cheesecloth behind it, since I have all those little pieces cut off now. So where'd I put that? Yeah, let's just take a hunk. I'll put it right here where there's not as much going on. And I love this butterfly. This is the one that's my favorite. So I just want to stick that right there. Okay, and then on this side, we'll rub that down a little bit more. We have this tuck spot. So I thought I might add this here, but I need something behind that. That's not going to work. Not the way it is anyway. So I also pulled some of this lace that I have from I think it was from a front of a blouse I got at Goodwill, and that blue is very close, so I'm going to use that. I might have to add more glue to that butterfly on the other side, but I think I want to just stick that like that. Let's see, just a little piece of that. So yeah. Maybe I'll put it like this. Let's trim that off. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Yeah, let's do it like that. And we'll have a journal card or some tags or something to go in that pocket. Okay. This is the same lace I used on the Butterfly and Blue journal. It just happens to be that slate blue kind of color. Perfect. I just put that there like that. Is that one gonna stay? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, so let's get some eyelets. That was a really quick one to do. So as I said, I'm putting the good side face up. Whoop. It's getting time to get my nails done. I can tell they're getting too long to function. Alright. A little bit of glue on my finger from the other side. Oops.